The timer event is utilized to capture temporal events that occur in a business process. And there are two variances: the start timer event, represented with an empty clock, and the intermediate timer event, represented with an empty clock inside an intermediate event itself. The start timer event is used to capture timer triggers, so processes that start upon the occurrence of a particular temporal event. For example, start the process at 6 p.m. every Friday. So this would be a cyclic process, or start the process every Monday morning. The intermediate timer event, on the other hand, is to represent delays. So once we hit that event, we cannot move on in terms of control flow until that particular temporal event has occurred. Like, for example, wait for 6 hours or wait until the next Monday. Now, as we can see, the actual timer marker is an empty clock and not a black clock. This is to identify the fact that these timer events are all catching events. So we are reacting to some event that is triggered from the outside of the business process party that we are modeling. And this is because time is outside of the control of an organization, right? And so this is the reason why these timer events are represented as catching events. So there is no throwing timer event. So let's take a look at an example. This is the callover setup that takes care at a court, and it is about setting up a callover date and organizing all the required resources to hold the callover. So in a small claims tribunal, callovers occur once a month to set down the matter for the upcoming trials. The process for setting up a callover starts 3 weeks prior to the callover day. So this is already a temporal event. It's a particular trigger for this process. They start with the preparation of the callover list, containing information such as contact details of the involved parties and estimated hearing date. Now, 1 week prior to the callover, the involved parties are notified of the callover date. This is yet another temporal event. Finally, on the actual callover day, the callover material is prepared and the callover is held. So we start with a start timer event labeled 3 weeks prior to callover day. So this process is instantiated every time we are 3 weeks prior to the callover date. We prepare the callover list and then we wait until 1 week prior to the callover day. Then we contact parties. And then on the callover day, we prepare the callover material and hold the callover, upon which this process completes. Now, it is important to underline that activities modeled between two temporal events, for example, contact parties, which is between the temporal event 1 week prior to callover day and callover day, do not actually have a deadline, like in this case that they have to last exactly 6 days. So if that activity actually lasts more than 6 days, so that it goes over the callover day, as soon as it is completed, once the token reaches its incoming sequence flow, then that event will be instantaneously fired, meaning that the token will traverse the intermediate event and move on. There is a different construct that can be used to model activity timeouts.